Some of y'all know what I'm about to get into. I had a tape measure literally every day. I was desperate. If y'all are anything like me though, when I'm going on a journey, I get so obsessed with the journey that I just binge watch everything I can trying to find new information. And to me, it just seems like everybody kind of says the same thing. So get cozy and let's work on ourselves. Let's work on our hair, because hair is beautiful. Know the proper steps in order to do that and know how to take care of our hair. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly how I got from this to this in 3 years. To this, baby, 3 years. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. You grow out your beautiful hair. And I'm gonna help y'all also understand that the quote, hair is just hair, is false. And that is exactly what is making a lot of us get in a position where our hair is gone because we cut it and now we're regretting it. It's gone because we dyed it and now we're regretting it. It's gone because we're not taking care of it, which is the same reason why I shaved my head to begin with, because I was thinking it's just hair. And there I was, listening to other people, had me going through all these ugly stages trying to grow out my hair again. So if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're in somewhat the same situation trying to grow your hair back. So I'm counting on y'all to stay with me till the end of the video. I'm telling you, I'm not going to steer you the wrong way. The number one thing you can do for your hair is leave it alone. I'm telling y'all, I set myself back so many times because I would not leave my hair alone. Because it only grows about that much every day. Your hair takes time to grow. Everybody's hair grows. The key is keeping your hair intact while it's growing out of the root. So your hair grows out of the root, but your hair breaks from the ends. What happens a lot of the time is your hair ends up breaking before you see the real growth. And believe it or not, one big misconception is that different ethnicities grow at different pace. And I have my own theory about that. And that is that I do believe that it might be a little bit harder for people with curlier hair to grow out their hair, or tighter hair to grow out their hair, only because the detangling process and the styling processes, not because your hair doesn't grow. So stop letting people make you feel like your hair does not grow. It's not because of that. It's because your hair is literally breaking before you're able to see the growth. Yeah, so me, naturally, I have very curly hair. And I do get a lot of split ends because it seems like every other day my hair is just so tangled up. And I'm having to detangle it. And I literally watch as I'm detangling. Even though I'm being gentle, I still see like hair is breaking. No matter if you have straight hair, curly hair, very kinky hair, it doesn't matter what kind of hair you have. Just be gentle with your hair, especially whenever you're brushing it out. Because when you're brushing out your hair, that's whenever your hair is most vulnerable, especially whenever your hair is wet. When your hair is wet, it is the most fragile. You know, my hair, I start from the ends and I'm just like, So another tip I have is stop detangling your hair when you're in a rush. Detangle your hair when you actually have time, or you're doing your hair, you're not just tearing it out. I want y'all to do something for me. I need y'all to understand how y'all's hair works just a little bit more. So take one of your strands, because our hair sheds. Let me see if I could find one of mine. My hair is acting like it don't want to shed for this video. Any other time my hair be shedding like crazy. Okay, so this is what I want y'all to do. You gonna do a couple of tests, okay? We're gonna get interactive. Okay, so the first thing is, you got your strand of hair. Analyze your hair, because you need to get to know your hair. Everybody's hair is different, and whether you got high porosity hair, low porosity hair, fine hair, thick hair, it's all gonna matter on how you're supposed to take care of your hair. So this is what I want to show y'all right here. Literally just tug on your hair like that. Mine just broke that easily. Mine stretched a couple times. Mine stretched a couple times. and then boom, it just broke that easily. Okay, so that should tell you something about your hair. I have very fine hair, so my hair breaks very easily. So I have to be extra gentle when I'm brushing it out. That is how easy your hair can just break. So length retention is the next subject I want to talk about, because that's the main thing, the main key to grow out your hair. Studying length retention. If y'all have never heard of it, do your research, okay? So if you give yourself time and then you practice healthy habits for length retention, you're in the green, I'm telling you. So what length retention is literally the ability to keep the length while your hair is growing at the root. So a few things you need to be doing for length retention is either wearing a silk bonnet or a satin bonnet or a silk pillowcase or a satin pillowcase or something to protect your head at nighttime. Because your head is just rubbing and causing friction with your pillow, breaking your hair or drying out your hair, therefore leading to breakage and more damage. That goes for any of y'all's hair types. We can ruffle some feathers if we want to, but if you want healthy hair, you need to be taking care of your hair. You need to be wearing a silk bonnet, a silk scarf, or having a silk pillowcase. It also helps your skin, so you can't really lose. It helps with length retention. Another thing that can help with your length retention is protective styles. This is the part that get rough, okay? The protective styles. Braids, twists, scarves, wigs, protect your natural hair. I know that like when we have a lot going on in life, when we want to look cute and we want to do this and that, like we be wanting to do our hair. We be wanting to put the flat iron to our hair all the time. We dye our hair different colors, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Like me, I'm a very expressive person. Y'all can ask my friends right now how many times they had to stop me from picking up some hair dye and dyeing my freaking hair. I wanted to so bad so many times, but I had to keep my goal in my mind, because that right there, that's what will get you. One thing that I did is, I'm not even a wig person, but I started wearing wigs because I always wanted to switch it up, or I always wanted to straighten my hair, but I didn't want to damage my natural hair. So yeah, I started wearing wigs. I don't really do that anymore, but like if I ever get the impulse to like have a different hair color or something, I promise you, well, I promise to myself, I will not put the hair dye in my hair. Put the dye away. Put the bleach away. You know what you're doing to yourself, so don't do it. There's literally wigs out there. You can do whatever you want to them. You could cut it, you could dye it, you can straighten it, you can curl it, you can do whatever you want, but don't do that to your hair. Any chance I get, anytime I'm just like going to work for a certain amount of days, or I know that I'm gonna be in the house for a certain amount of days, I just basically put my hair back and I put it in a braid, and then I do not touch it for as long as I can go. And yes, it do drive me crazy, but that is like one of my biggest tips. Do protective styles so that you can keep your hands out of it, so you can keep heat out of it. The more you do that, the more you just get your hair out of the way and stop messing with it, the more growth you will see. I already kind of talked about this, but the next one is, in all caps, do not sit there and damage your hair, because you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Like, I just straightened my hair for this video, and even then, I knew what I was doing. I'm risking damaging my hair right now. I am. I know sometimes you get like that, but stop doing that so much. Like, stop doing that so much. So a couple of ways you can damage your hair, of course, is, we all know, the heat. You got to put down the flat irons. Dyeing your hair, that's probably one of the worst things you could do for your hair. Dyeing your hair. When you do that, your hair ends up just being dead, and then you end up having to cut it off anyways. So don't do that to yourself. Like I said, if you get the impulse, get a wig. Do what you gotta do. So your goal is to put the least amount of tension on your hair as possible. So that's why protective styles are good. But there's one thing that nobody talked about, and I wish they would have told me, because I never would have thought this. When I was growing out my hair, and my hair was like just long enough to put in a ponytail, just long enough to slick it. And when I tell you I slicked my hair and I would like attach like a braid to it or something like that, nobody told me that I was gonna damage my hair too. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that doing tight styles on my hair was gonna damage my hair. I kid you not. Like, after a couple months of me just steadily slicking my hair back, my curl pattern completely changed. It almost looked like I had heat damage. Like, the ends were straight because I was pulling my hair so much, putting so much tension on it every single day. So that's another one. Like, people don't talk about that, but stop doing all these like super tight styles because you're still damaging your hair. You're still putting tension on your hair. So it's more than just heat. It's more than just dyeing. Just be as gentle with your hair as possible. And I know it's not fun, but like after a while you get used to it. The day I have to go to work, I put some oils in my hair to keep it moisturized. I put it out the way and it stays like that for those 4 days. And then every night I tie it up and repeat. And then the next off day, that's when I have my wash day again. So you kind of have to create a routine that's best for yourself. Piggybacking off of that is, it is super important to create a routine specific to your hair. This is because your hair thrives off of routine. Another one of those tests I want y'all to do is a hair porosity test. So your hair's porosity is, everybody's hair has different sizes of pores that are in your hair strands, which allows moisture to either escape very easily and penetrate your hair shaft very easily, or depending on your porosity, it can make it hard for moisture to get into your hair shaft or out of your hair shaft. So that's the difference between low porosity hair and high porosity hair. And these two hair types need different things and need different routines. Somewhere in the middle as well. So love to figure out what hair porosity you have, because that will help you a lot with creating a routine for your hair. And then from there you can find different videos to help your specific type of hair. The next topic I want to talk about is your scalp care and hair fall, because the root of your hair can actually determine a lot about your hair growth, because the root is where your hair grows. Just like the roots in the ground, that's exactly how your hair is. You have to think of your hair like a plant. So if your soil is not healthy and you don't have a good foundation, then the plants that are growing from your soil are not going to grow healthy. We are reflections, okay? So yes, on that part, we are definitely reflections of nature. So what do you have to do to plants to keep them alive? You have to water them. You have to give them nutrients. It's the same thing you have to do with your scalp. So scalp care is extremely important. That is literally where your hair grows from. So with that being said, you have to make sure that you're keeping a clean scalp, because a lot of products we use, especially curly hair people, create a lot of buildup on the scalp. And whenever you clog those follicles, it can stunt your hair growth, or it can even cause your hair to be shedding more than it's supposed to. Make sure that you're not applying like a bunch of hair products to your scalp. You don't want to do that. So some things you can do to stimulate your hair growth is give yourself scalp massages. Daily scalp massages. The more it's going to stimulate the blood flow to your scalp, and the more your hair is going to grow. It's also relaxing, so that's a plus as well. So my next tip you might not want to hear, but it is the truth, and this is that you need to stop thinking about your hair so much. You need to stop thinking about the process of your hair growing so much, because when you do this, it kind of gets discouraging at times, because watching your hair grow is worse than watching the paint dry on a wall. Like, your hair grows so small, such a small amount every day. Like, you're gonna stress yourself out. I know at the beginning, whenever I was literally bald, I was looking at my hair every day like, did it grow, did it grow? I had a tape measure literally every day. I was desperate. And I know some of y'all are too, but you have to stop paying so much attention to it. You just have to let it be, because at the end of the day, it is going to take time. If you're nourishing your body, nourishing the soil, I promise you, the plant will grow, but you have to give it time. So my next tip of advice is to take progress pictures. Take progress pictures. I swear, this helped me so much through my journey. You could actually see a difference within like a month if you just take progress pictures. I have so many progress pictures. I could show y'all, like, I have so many. Those pictures helped me stay disciplined because I'm seeing like the things I'm doing are actually working. So the next thing I want to talk about is something that I'm sure that we all know, but it is super important, and that is that your hair growth starts within. It does. I know y'all never want to hear it, but I'm just saying it quickly because everybody says it and I know y'all already know, but y'all need to get on it. And that is drink your water, eat your vegetables, nourish your body, because it's not just your hair. Like, your hair, skin, and nails all feel it whenever you don't do enough of any of those. So I don't know if y'all ever had like brittle nails, or y'all skin is just looking dull, or it's breaking out, or it's doing this and that. Your hair is brittle. That's because you're not giving your body enough nutrients. Like, if you just understand what hair is, it's like your hair is made out of dead cells. So whatever you're putting in your body, that is what's going to come out of your body. So if you're putting good stuff in your body and giving your body a lot of nutrients, your hair is going to have a lot of nutrients. And it's that simple. So I'm going to leave that where it's at. So is it just me, or have you ever seen those historic pictures of those women with super long hair, like hair all the way to their ankles, and then just wonder, like, how is that possible? Not even how is that possible, but how did all those women achieve that super long hair like that? Because that was me. Like, at the beginning of my journey, even when I was bald to here, I was already looking at these women with super long hair, and I was like, ugh, I want to be that. Like, I wish I never cut my hair type stuff. But I did. It's just like, I wanted to study what they did, what their methods of growing out their hair was, because if you look around you right now, like, most women's hair are not past their waist. What I did was try my best to go back to the historical way of treating your hair. I use mostly natural products as much as I can. I'm gonna show you a couple of recipes that I use, because I make a couple hair oils. There's a couple teas that I drink. I also make hair tea, like, to rinse my hair with in the shower, in the washing process. Okay, so another thing we're going to talk about is understanding that hair growth is part of DNA. And I truly believe that it doesn't matter like what DNA you have. I believe that all people's hair can grow. It's just a matter of taking care of it. But one interesting thing I did that got me very excited to grow my hair and made me value my hair that much more was understanding my ancestry, what my bloodline used to do, rather than just like looking to everyone else that has all different types of hair. Like, I think I'll be benefiting myself more if I figured out exactly what my bloodline did for their hair. So that's what I started studying, what my ancestors did to their hair to grow their hair for their hair. So a lot of these herbs that I use are literally straight directly from that. I try to use as similar of a process that they use on their hair, on my hair. And when I tell you it has worked on me, and it's like, wow, because that's really what's in my blood, and it's really working for my specific like hair. I would recommend all of y'all to do that same thing. You might find something that you never know. You might find some cool stuff. So yeah, just do your research on your own people, because at the end of the day, that's the blood you have. So the stuff that they're using historically is probably catered directly to you. You'll learn more about yourself in the process. So this topic is going to be trimming your ends. So I know a lot of people recommend you to trim your ends every about 3 months. I don't believe in that. I don't care. Like, when I was younger, my aunt used to always try to trim my hair, and then she would trim like about this much every time. Like, as a curly haired person, my hair is gonna break while I'm detangling it, so I'm gonna have split ends. Like, if you're constantly cutting off like that much of your hair every 3 months, you're not gonna see as much growth as you would if you just don't do that. And if you practice these other things to keep your hair from splitting at the ends, which is length retention, making sure the lengths of your hair are staying healthy as much as possible. That'll keep you from having to trim your hair as much. But I do think that still trimming your ends is important. Like, I did not want to cut my hair at all ever again, but I'm gonna have to get a haircut because my ends, it just doesn't look good at a certain point, you know. But I try my best to like go as long as I can. It's just that you don't want to go too long because those split ends will literally ride up the shaft of your hair, causing it to break even farther up than it would have if you just cut the split end all the way down here. I would cut my hair only about 2 times a year, if that. And when I do cut my split ends, I'm telling you, I'm only cutting about this much. I'm only cutting about that much. I'm cutting as least as possible. This video is already pretty long, so I'll finish this video by saying thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know that you're taking this journey super serious, just like I am and just like I have, and that if you do follow these steps, it's gonna pay off. But the most important thing is understanding that hair is not just hair. Hair, you know, there's so much power that you have in hair. You need to respect your hair, because hair is basically your antennas to the energy. Look, it's a lot. Some of y'all know what I'm about to get into, some of y'all don't. But I just want y'all to know that hair is not just hair, and you need to treat it with respect. Your hair will thank you, and your hair will grow. Yes, treat your hair like a baby that you're raising and you're growing. You're being gentle with it, you're watering it, you're feeding it, you're taking care of it, and I promise you, your hair will grow. So if y'all have any more questions, let me know down in the comments. If y'all have any more recommendations on videos y'all want to see, to that, let me get into that. So I hope this video helps someone, and thank y'all for staying tuned this far. You got this on your journey. I'm here with you. We're going through it together. Feel free to contact me at any time if y'all have any questions, and I will see y'all in the next video. I love y'all.